Is it just me? No, I'm here as well. Okay, cool. Here's some wrestling news. A released WWE star is done with wrestling. We have details on plans for a WWE Hall of Famer's return and a major debut on AEW Dynamite. We'll talk about it in a bit. We can exclusively reveal where Miro, aka Rusev, is going next. He is heading to the kitchen, where he'll probably make himself a drink, possibly a sandwich. He'll then go to the living room, where he'll pick up the newspaper, maybe have a go at that crossword again. Ooh, 9 down is tough today. He'll then go back to the office, play a few games on Twitch, maybe have a chat with some people, make a few phone calls, maybe ring an old friend from school, see what he's been up to. Then probably go to bed, read a book, maybe Atlas Shrugged, and then have a sleep. The one thing he won't be doing is wrestling. It was on a Twitch Q&A where Miro was asked about whether or not he would be getting back into the ring anytime soon. And it was during this Q&A session, he said, I'm done. I am done, man. I'm just enjoying my Twitch. I'm a professional Twitcher, YouTuber, content creator. I'm not a wrestler anymore. Can I be your favorite streamer? Well, there you go. Rusev done. Now, it seems like this is quite a common flex for somebody playing internet silly buggers. So I'm very aware that we take all this with a pinch of salt. But you know what? If somebody like Miro is at a point where he has money behind him, he has no desire to get back into the art of wrestling, he's enjoying playing games on Twitch and just kicking back a little bit, hanging out with his wife, it's all right, that. It's all right. It's a good living. If you don't fancy getting back in the ring, you don't fancy getting back. But as we do say, take it with a pinch of salt and then pinch that salt a little bit more, because we've said all this now. You watch him turn up on Dynamite to challenge Cody next week. Let me take you back to the 16th of March. It was when this pandemic nonsense was just really getting started, back in the halcyon days of the great global wipeout. And it was on the 16th of March that we last saw Stone Cold Steve Austin on an episode of Monday Night Raw. It was a bit of a sad affair, to be honest. It was the 316 celebration. It was meant to be in front of a loud crowd, no crowd there, and just a lot of empty chairs. Steve Austin toasting nobody, giving Byron Saxton the stunner because there was nobody else to take it. It was a bit of a sad affair. We will be seeing Steve Austin again soon, though, and WrestleVotes have given us an update on this, and they have said WWE has plans to honour Stone Cold Steve Austin in a similar way to the 25th anniversary celebration for Triple H that has been ongoing, with a slew of new merchandise as well as a live appearance once audiences return. So obviously the Triple H 25th anniversary was a weird one as well, wasn't it? Even Shawn Michaels making some jokes. Vince McMahon turning off the lights, saying goodnight, Padre. That was the thing. I couldn't imagine Vince McMahon turning off the lights for Steve Austin somehow. But yeah, I think that Steve Austin probably wouldn't surprise me if he was a little bit burned after doing that first live Raw in the Performance Center without fans. It was quite a sad sight with all those empty chairs. Obviously, we've kind of got the art of the Performance Center era wrestling product down to a fine art now. And if Steve Austin was to come back, it wouldn't look as sad as it did. But I can imagine it's put Steve Austin off altogether. And I get it. Like, Steve Austin may have said, look, I'll come and do something when all the fans are back. But hey, won't that be nice? When we get back to normal, we can all have a beer bash with Stone Cold Steve Austin, whilst maintaining a bit of social distance. Up next on Wrestling During a Pandemic, this is Tyler Rex. Remember him? ECW 2009, WWE Main Roster 2010. That was the thing that happened. He has been on his social media channels. He did a video where he went into a supermarket without wearing a mask. He says that he wasn't challenged about wearing a mask, and he refuses to wear a mask. And he has encouraged people who follow him online to go to supermarkets without wearing masks. This follows similar conversations from guys like Low Key and Austin Aries, who are both anti-face masks, and are encouraging people to not wear them. Tyler Rex, the latest one there. Is this going to be my hill to die on? Yeah, it is actually. Wear a mask. Wear a face mask. If you're going out, wear a face mask. Obviously, there's some people that can't, and you can get cards that exempt you in the UK at least. I'm sure you can do it around the world as well, but wear a face mask. If the reason for you not wearing a face mask is because you don't like being told what to do by the government, shut up and wear a face mask. If you're not wearing a face mask because it goes against your rights and your liberties, shut up and wear a face mask. If you're not wearing a face mask because it itches my nose a bit, shut up and wear a face mask, buy a different one. If you're not wearing a face mask and you're not going to wear a face mask and you're going to fill my Twitter feed with a ridiculously long thread about why they're useless and diagrams that show 5G bouncing off the face mask. Just wear a face mask. Why is this difficult? Why are people being, for lack of a better term, snowflakes about wearing a bit of cloth around your mouth? Put a face mask on. You can get some nice design ones now. That one makes your face look like a dog. Isn't that adorable? That one's nice. That one gives you funny teeth. That one's fun. Wear that one. That one, actually, no, don't wear that one. But wear a face mask. It's not hard. Wear a flipping face mask. That's Tyler X. Do you remember him? Bobby Lashley, but not Bobby Lashley. A couple of big happenings on last night's AEW Dynamite. And if you don't want them spoiled for you, this is your jumping off point from the video. I'll say thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Love you, bye. I don't have an outro. Here's Adam Pacitti in an ill-fitting t-shirt, all that jazz. Okay? Cool. So last night there was a pretty big debut for the company, which we'll talk about in a second. But before that, there was another low-key debut for the company, and it was one half of the Funkadactyls, Ariane Andrews, aka Cameron, who arrived in AEW as Nyla Rose's tag team partner for the AEW Deadly Draw tournament. Now, Cameron, as she was previously known in WWE, was going to get back into the ring this year anyway. She was part of the lineup for Effie's Big Gay Brunch. This was going to be like her big comeback into professional wrestling. She'd been training for much longer than you think to get back into the ring. Obviously, that didn't pan out because, as with all WrestleMania week events, just vanished, what with the virus and all that nonsense. So we didn't see it. But there was obviously something about like the return of Cameron. There was some tweets back and forth between her and Naomi, which suggested that maybe, just maybe, a Funkadactyls reunion in WWE might be a thing. But no, there she is in AEW alongside Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero, now entering the Deadly Draw tournament. Now, let's see how she does in ring. I've seen a few people go, what? Cameron from Funkadactyls? What's that about? Let's see what she does. Let's not jump to assume that it was just a random pointless signing, because I know a few people have been really against it. And it's like, well, no, we haven't seen her wrestle yet. How's about we just bite our tongue and then watch her wrestle? And then we make our decision from there. Let's do that. We're a bit rubbish at doing that as fans, aren't we? The other debut really was, quite literally, a major debut. Did you get it? Because he used to be one of the Major Brothers. Matt Cardona, aka the artist formerly known as Zack Ryder, made his All Elite Wrestling debut last night. It was following the Cody Rhodes Warhorse match. Mwah, beautifully done. Love the work of Warhorse. Love how Cody and AEW in general were just a bit screw it, let's do it when they saw the groundswell for Warhorse. And really nice match with those guys, loved it. But it was the end of that match where we saw Cody get jumped, and it was our boy Matt that came to the rescue. Looking in great shape as well, very much establishing himself as part of AEW now. And I think that's a good fit for AEW to have him as part of the mix-up. I think that's really cool. He looked great. I think he'll do some good stuff there. Do some very good stuff as part of AEW. But I'm not going to go into any more details about what happened last night on Dynamite because it's not my job to. That job falls to Jack the Jobber. He will be along later today with AEW Dynamite Graded. I will be here as well with NXT Graded. We're going to break down all the things that happened last night on NXT. And Ross will be here later on with the AEW TF moments from Dynamite as well. And there was a couple there that I think he's going to get quite a lot of mileage out of. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the Cultaholic podcast. Not only do you get the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast with Matthew, Jack, and Ross, you get daily wrestling news. So we do like a daily news bite on a morning on the podcast stream as well. And every Wednesday we have episodes of Desert Island Graps. And yesterday I had the pleasure of talking to the Pro Wrestling Eve champion Rhea O'Reilly. Really lovely chat with her. At one point she talks about how while she had a broken ankle in the middle of a wrestling match, she used Kota Ibushi as a weapon. And I'll leave that with you. Something you can check out when you get a little quiet moment on your Thursday. You could do that. And obviously do all those things there. And obviously watch that video next. It's a very good one. Why haven't you clicked it yet? Well, you haven't clicked it because I'm still here talking to you. Don't know what you're waiting for. Nothing's going to happen. Just going to wait here. I hope you're on the Wi-Fi, not the 4G, because this will be eating your data. It's funny when you think about that. Like me just standing here is really eating your data on your phone. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.